How are we all doing, guys? So today we're going to be looking at the Powkiddy V90 again. Basically, I've been going through all the different emulators on the device. I did Game Boy, then I did Game Boy Color, and this one is going to be the Game Boy Advance. So we're going to be checking out some Game Boy Advance games on the Powkiddy V90. Next part you're going to see will be the gameplay. Let's take a look. Right, so as you can see, we're playing Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance emulator. And as you can see by the screen, I mean, look at it. It looks fantastic. Way better than the original Game Boy Advance looked. Now, I've emulated this on the Retroid Pocket 2. And the core I was originally using wasn't that great, so I switched to the MGBA. And that was quite good, but I actually find that GBA games play better on this. The only tricky part with it is trying to use the shoulder buttons when you need to shoot. You'll find that I crash quite a bit in this game, and it's because I'm trying to do that. Not the easiest to do on this device, I've got to be honest. Although it has got the shoulder buttons, they're not particularly great. As you can see, I'm all over the place here. But it looks good. Sound is good as well. Didn't notice any glitching or slowdown. You notice the top three were determined not to let me get round them. Right, let's have a look at another game. Sonic Advance, top game. There we go. Plays really well. Again, no slowdown, no sound distortion. Timed that really wrongly up. Just looks so colourful on this device. It really does look good with this IPS screen. Now, I remember having this on the original GBA. And that was the version before the SP, which had an even worse screen. So, you know, watching it and playing it on this device, it just looks a million times better. That's it. End of round one. Right, let's have a look at another one. Metal Slug Advance. Now this was one I had a little bit of trouble with. The way I'd put the tripod, it was kind of in the way when I was trying to push all the buttons. So I had a bit of a hard time when I was trying to play this game. As you'll see in the gameplay, it looks terrible. But I'm sure you'd agree, it looks fantastic. Look at the colours on the screen, just look brilliant. And the funny thing is, I'm recording this from my phone. So imagine if you're looking right at it. I mean, this does look good, but not as good as it does when you're looking directly at it. Yeah, this was where I had a bit of trouble. Couldn't quite get the button I wanted, because I'm having to put my arms around the tripod, so it made it quite difficult. Do better on the second run. I love a Metal Slug game. So many different versions now, but they're still good. Just get that one guy that sneaks up behind you. Right, failed that one. Right, on to the next game. Tekken Advance. Now this is one I didn't ever play on the Advance. I don't own this for the Advance. So I'm not entirely sure whether this is playing how it's supposed to play, or whether there is any slowdown in this particular game. Anybody who does know, let me know in the comments below. Because it does come across a little bit slow, but that could just be the fact that they'd adapted it for the Advance, so it made it slow. Done him. Right, on to the next game, and this is the last one. Mega Man Zero. I had to cut a bit of the footage off at the beginning of this particular clip because, my God, it goes on for a long time. There's a lot of video sequences and little speech bubbles coming up and that. Just seemed forever to get into the game. So I cut a bit off the beginning, otherwise we would have had about 2.5 minutes extra on this clip. And it would have been just talking. Again with this game, looks great, plays well. Just seems that every time they bring out a Mega Man game, they just get better and better as they go along. And what they managed to do with the Game Boy Advance, I think, was pretty good. Coming up to the end of this bit. Right, final thoughts. Right, so as you would have seen in the gameplay footage, this device handles Game Boy Advance games so well. This IPS screen really sets off the colours as well. It's hard to explain. When you look at it on video footage, recording from a phone, it looks good, but not as good as it looks when you're actually playing it. I've had the original Game Boy Advance in the past. I had the Game Boy Advance SP, which I still have, and I can tell you the screens don't come anywhere close to what this has. It's really colourful, really vibrant, and also the sound on this device is really good as well, which you would have noticed in the gameplay. I actually had to turn it down so that you could actually hear me talking, because at one point the volume was so clear you wouldn't have been able to hear me talking over it. So this is a really good device, and I was actually expecting this to have a bit of slowdown, you know, frame skipping and all that sort of stuff, and screen tearing. I didn't notice any screen tearing. I know that there wasn't any slowdown or sound distortion, which is quite interesting, because this device has come with these ROMs on and set up the way it is, and it plays, so far, has played everything I've thrown at it perfectly. It's amusing, really, because I've got the Retroid Pocket 2, which, as we know, is a much more powerful beast. And the Game Boy Advance on that, I had to do some tweaking. I downloaded a core for that would allow me to play it, which is the MGBA, and yeah, that's a much better core than the one I was using. 2 secs. Sorry about that. Kind of come home from school, so I had to do a jump cut. So as I was saying, anyway, the Retroid Pocket 2, as we know, is a much more powerful beast, and I had to do quite a bit of tweaking with the Game Boy Advance on that. I ended up using the MGBA core to get it to work in RetroArch, because the core I was using before that, I think that was Beetle. There was a lot of slowdown, sound distortion. It was terrible. Like I say, this device, which is, you know, cost me just over 1/4 of the price, or 1/4 of the price, is already set up, and it's playing them fine, as you've seen in the gameplay. So, which is interesting. You wouldn't expect that from such a cheap little device, you know. So, now that's not to say that this device is better than the Retroid Pocket 2, because of course it's not. This thing can't do what that does. But it is interesting that they managed to get the Game Boy Advance working straight out of the box, which is a nice thing. And to a certain degree, I actually do prefer playing Game Boy Advance games on this, probably because of the fact that this thing is set out like an SP. So it's the same sort of form factor. So, but yeah. So like I say, when you looked at the gameplay, the sound, the picture, it all played fine. At times when it might have seemed like I wasn't doing too great in games, that was more to do with the fact that I had a tripod in front of me. So it made it kind of difficult trying to get my arms around and seeing what I'm doing. The only time the device caused me an issue was when I was playing Mario Kart Advance. The shoulder buttons are quite tricky to get to when you've got a fire. So I did have a few problems because every time I tried to do that, I was going off the track. So yeah, that is one thing I would say with this, the shoulder buttons, because you've got 4 shoulder buttons on the top, it's quite awkward sometimes to get to the one you need. So, but yeah, other than that, you know, well impressed with how this thing handles Game Boy Advance. So yeah, good job. So far, I've been impressed with everything I've thrown at it. So yeah, we will do another video on this. We'll look at the next system along on the next video and see how it handles that. Right, so I'm going to leave that one there. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And if you did, please like, share and subscribe. And also hit the notification bell and click all, so that way you're made aware of all our future uploads. And also comment below, let me know what you think. Have you got this device? If not, are you thinking of getting it? What do you think of what I've played on it so far, etc, etc. Just drop a comment below. It's always good to hear from you guys. And until next time, take care, stay safe. Nerdy Geezer out.